Hello and welcome back to another episode of Strong Collectors Comics. My name is Jordan and I'm joined as ever by my plucky co-host slash sidekick Dakota. And today we are talking Avengers teams. And we know what you're thinking, they've done every version of the Avengers team ever. However, we've got some ideas on teams that haven't quite been cracked yet. So these are going to be 3 categories, 5 characters each. The 3 categories are going to be selling books. We just got to make some money. Marvel came to us and said, what Avengers can make the most money? Second one's going to be Cosmic Threat. Things are getting serious. Who do you call? And third is street level slash, what do we say, stealth, espionage, more in
Yeah.
that vein of
hmm
a adventure. So we're going to break down ours. We can't use a character in more than one category. So we got that.
hmm
And without further ado, we will begin. So for me, Dakota, if I got to sell books, I'm definitely going to put Iron Man in there. Wouldn't have been the
Yep.
case pre-MCU, but you got to have Iron Man. I think you got to have
hmm
Hulk. You got to have Thor. I was going to do Captain America, but spoiler alert, I wanted him somewhere else, so I don't have him. But I
Okay.
threw Black Widow on there just because I think
Mm.
that also would help us out. And then my 5th one is going to be Black Panther. I think this would be even
Yeah.
stronger if we were still going with the Chadwick Boseman Black Panther franchise, but I still think that carries pretty well and is a big draw for the books. So those would be my
hmm
5 that would hopefully sell like hotcakes.
Not too different here, Jordan. I've got Cap on my team though. I've got Iron Man. I put Wasp and Giant Man and Thor. So I kind of went with like a classic. We're just going
Mm,
back to the basic, and that's probably what I would call it. Like Avengers back to basics. If I had to add somebody else on there, Hulk, but Hulk wasn't really even a part of the first team ish. He quits pretty quickly. So
right.
that's where
Yeah.
I would lean more towards basics, and I think it would sell.
Yeah. Back to the bait. Yeah, I do think anytime you get those classic characters, people are going to be picking them up. So that that's fair. I think I was trying to think of like side characters to add in, but I was like, when it comes to the Avengers, you need those heavy hitters to sell the book. Now, speaking of Cap, Dakota, I saved him for my Cosmic Threat team. And I know what
Really?
you might be thinking, why? However, I think Cap is the invaluable tactician in any situation. And I think whether we're in space on Earth, things are getting real. I personally want Captain America to be there. I don't know who else I could trust. I'm going to cite the Kree Skrull War as an example of that. So you can go
Okay.
back to the
Okay.
80s and check that out. Maybe 70s, late 70s. You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to get Cap. And a big reason I want Cap Dakota is because I think he's going to be able to help out if he gets into trouble with his mental health, the Sentry. Okay. I want the Sentry
Mm.
there. Heavy hitter, very powerful. And I don't know if I trust anybody. Like if Sentry's struggling, I think Cap would clock it and be like, hey, man,
Yeah.
let's talk. Give him a sweet pep talk. And he, channels the void or something and saves the day. So
It's good
I
point. Good
that's
point.
that's my vision there. I wanted to put Captain Marvel. I felt like I'd be
Mm.
cheating because I don't think he's technically like Avenger teamed up. Do you think
Mm.
I'm right on that?
I would have given it to you, but
Okay. Well, if
you
I
know.
can use Captain Marvel, I will. I'll tell you my alternate was going to be old Quasar because I think he's got the Kree Negabands and also
Yeah.
has a lot of cosmic experience. I think he's another one that can come in useful with those cosmic situations. I prefer
hmm
Captain Marvel if I can have him, but one of those two. And then I'm also going to throw Scarlet Witch on there. I think we could use a
Mm.
little bit of magic, maybe some unpredictability, see what she can tap into. And I know what you're thinking, but Jordan, what about Scarlet Witch getting a little unstable herself? And that's why we're going to have Vision on there. And the reason I am also wanting Vision, again, if we're going into space, I could see Vision being useful, interfacing with some
hmm
tech. Probably knows, could download some languages, and then can also hold his own in a fight. And that's my 5 for a cosmic threat.
Okay. A little bit of overlap here. I also have Vision on the team. I almost put Scarlet Witch and Sentry on the team. Sentry's actually my runner-up, but I left him off the
Okay.
team. I have Captain Marvel, but I'm going Carol Danvers.
Oh,
I
okay.
would probably also even go. I would lean more towards the Warbird era. That's my favorite version of
Hmm.
Captain Marvel. But any version, we'll take her into space.
You also love the
We've
suit.
got a captain. That is probably my favorite costume, but not for the reasons you think.
That actually didn't clear it up at all, but keep going.
um, so we've got Captain Marvel, and I also
Mm-hmm.
want Blue Marvel. So I
Oh,
think
Blue
he'd be a cool
Marvel.
one to add in. He's a smart Avenger, one of the smarter ones, and he's super
That's
powerful. So
true.
I think he'd be helpful for the team. I've also got Wonder Man on the team, another
Okay.
heavy hitter, um, another one that I think I would like to see in more books. So if I'm writing the book,
Mm-hmm.
he's coming in. And then last up, what if we need to use a little bit of magic here in space? You might say Doctor Strange. I would say Doctor Druid, just to shake things up.
Mm-hmm.
Add somebody in there that we don't see too often. He was a little bit more popular back in the day.
Keeping it
Let's
old
bring him
school with
into
Dr. Druid.
today's day and age. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I think I considered that at one point, and then I go and win Scarlet Witch. For Doctor Strange, I think it's still outside of the MCU for me to conceptualize him as Avenger. I always see him as like
Mm,
kind of adjacent, maybe teams up. But maybe
okay.
that's me being bitter about the movies influencing comic books. Um,
Yeah.
I like the Captain Marvel choice. I think what was your second one?
Blue Marvel.
Blue Marvel.
So I've got
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, Blue Marvel,
Okay.
Wonder Man,
Hmm.
Vision, Druid.
Druid. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty solid team too. I'm missing the scientist piece on my cosmic
Mm,
team, and I was wondering, like, do I go with a Hank Pym type or something? Um, but then I envisioned him getting killed, and then I was like, I don't know. But a scientist would be useful. That's a good point for the cosmic adventure.
yeah.
But I forgot about Blue Marvel, so my bad. That's just why we need him in more stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got our cosmic threat going on. Things are getting wild. And then we also got an espionage street team that we're going to need. For me, I'm going to go number one with Hawkeye. I think he's perfect for the job. I'd also like Hawkeye to get a lead this team. I think would be cool. I'm going to throw Moon Knight in there. Goes without saying. Stealth, street level, combat, all that. And I know, Dakota. I want Spider-Man on that team. And
Mm,
I think he's one of the top tier street level heroes. I prefer him that way, anyways. And then I'm also, again, if we get into any bigger scraps, I'm putting She-Hulk on there. Less rage, more control than Hulk, but
true.
also, has the strength if we run into giant robots or whatever you need to do as you're running around. And then another
Hmm.
street level hero that I think goes without saying is going to be Luke Cage. I think when he gets in these cosmic Avenger things, he's out of his element for me. But I think
Hmm.
street level threat, uh, he's the man for the job. So those are going to be my
Hmm.
5 for that team.
Okay. Similar to how I built my X-Men team for this, I'm also building this more based on a stealth mission here. We did overlap on our leader. I also want Hawkeye to be leading this team. Um, we almost overlapped on Moon Knight, but you know what? I'm going to kick him off the team and bring in a runner up just because I don't want to have too much overlap with you. So Hawkeye's leading the team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have Mockingbird on there because I think that'd be a good, relationship dynamic between Hawkeye and Mockingbird.
Good team.
Um, Another
Teamwork.
character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another character
Smart.
I don't think she's used as much now, but bigger back in the day. I've got Machine Man to interface with any technology that we need.
Good call.
I replaced Moon Knight with, I can't remember what his name is, but the irredeemable Ant Man.
Oh, Eric
I don't,
O'Grady.
yeah.
Ah,
So we're adding him
okay.
in. I
That's
like that
good.
suit. I
Mm-hmm.
like that storyline with him. I mean, that like original irredeemable Ant Man story I thought was one of the
Very
better
good.
just solo Ant Man stories.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be on the team, little guy sneaking around. And then
Right.
last on the list, a lot of people don't remember that he's an Avenger or he was an Avenger. He's going to be again now, and that's Sandman. So
Oh, okay.
similar to my X-Men team, I want somebody that can, sneak through the hard to reach places. But if you need a heavy hitter, Sandman can throw down too.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be kind of his redemption arc back to
Right.
being a hero from his villainy.
Yeah, I do remember seeing. Yeah, at one point he was Avenger centric aligned. I don't really remember when
Hmm.
that was, to be honest. But that's a good callback there.
Yeah.
Okay. I probably should have had a shrinking Ant-Man, Wasp, Yellow Jacket type. Um, Again, I think I was more like maybe we need to do some sneaking, maybe we need to handle some other things,
Hmm.
so I tried to do a blend.
Yeah.
But that's definitely a good stealth team. I don't know if you'd throw your guy Black Knight on there, just because I know how much
You
you love
know,
him.
I said it with the X-Men episode as well. I had a dream team built and I didn't want to pull too much from it, so I
Okay,
left Black Knight off, and maybe we'll talk about him later.
okay, that's fair. Those are our thoughts on those three teams for the Avengers: selling books, Cosmic Threat, and Street Level team. Of course, as always, we'd like to see in the comments what you think of our teams, which teams are better, and leave some comments saying what teams you would put together for these different missions, because we always love to hear your feedback and what you guys are thinking about this. So until next time, please be liking, sharing, and subscribing. And as always, stay strong.